what's up? It's your boy Greg, Dope Living TV Live. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Man, welcome to the new week. If you haven't started doing new things to create the new you, then you got a fresh start right now. Let me bring on my co-host, Gina Gatson.
Hey.
Gina, I'm going to have to dip for a quick second because if I don't, this is going to go out. I got to plug it in. All right. So talk to him
Plug it
first.
in. We don't want to be knocked off the air.
Girl, tell everybody about the Distinguished Authors Guild. I'll be right back.
Yes, Distinguished Authors Guild. It is a literary award show that honors African American authors. Man, if you've ever written a book, those of you out there who has ever written a book, you know how toiling it is. The hours you put in, the time that you spend, and sometimes it's even emotional for the individual that's writing it because it's about something that they experienced. It may have brought on heartache, it may have brought on laughter, it may have brought on happiness, but those are the thoughts and the feelings that you're putting in words and putting down on paper. And so we take this time to honor those authors, to give them their time, to put them in the spotlight. And this is such a phenomenal event this year because this year, for the first time, we are going to have a virtual concert. And yes, this is a virtual event. The concert is virtual. It will be hosted by Miss Arkansas from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we will be listening to a fantastic musical guru, Ruby Tech, out of
Ruby,
Barbados.
yeah.
I love this guy.
Book.
I love his music. So you're in for a night of entertainment, and on top of that, you are helping youth to reach their goal with their education because a portion of the proceeds from the tickets that you purchase goes towards scholarships for college freshman students who are in the literary field. So get your ticket at Eventbrite under Distinguished Authors Guild Literary Award Show. Back to you,
Absolutely.
Greg.
Back to you, Greg. There we'll be right back. Hey,
Hi,
thank you. And
Lisa.
make sure you guys do get that. It's going to be a fantastic event. Okay, celebrating authors all across the country. So y'all get that. Man, look, today, Monday, the 27th, R&B Superstar R. Kelly was convicted, not indicted. He was convicted of sex trafficking, which we talked about last week, and racketeering. Um, 8 counts. We want to talk about it as everybody else has been talking about it today. We want to talk about it and get your viewpoints as well as the panel's viewpoints. Um, he's facing 10 years to life in prison. This was a fantastic, not a fantastic, this is a shameful fall from grace for this guy. They said that he allegedly headed a criminal enterprise that employed agents, runners, bodyguards, and others to lure and trap girls and young women to satisfy his sexual predatory desires. Um, and hey, they had over 50 witnesses, and this was a 6-week trial, and it took the jury 9 hours over 2 days to come to a conclusion in this. He's also convicted, as I'm reading here, in addition to the main count of racketeering, the jury found Kelly guilty on all 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, which prohibits travel over state lines for illegal sex. Now, my question, first of all, is okay, R. Kelly's being convicted. What about the people who helped him? The people who brought girls to him, the people who brought girls over state lines, the people who introduced him, who brought him in, the families who said, "Okay, it's cool to go with R. Kelly." What about them?
Hmm.
What are they? Are they going to get indicted? You know?
There are two in Chicago that's being indicted along
Okay.
with him. I don't know what the charges are for those two, but there's only two additional people, and that was my thought too. He
Mhm.
couldn't have done this racketeering all by himself. Now,
Right.
I know that a lot of people are torn in different directions with this because, it's R. Kelly. He's from Chicago. He's done great things for Chicago and for people. So a lot of people are torn on, why are they railroading another black man? Why are they uh trying to bring him down? Things of that sort. And then you have people on the other hand that are mothers, fathers that have daughters, and we think, well, if it was my daughter,
Right.
I would want the books thrown at him. If it was my daughter, I would want to see him, behind bars for years and years and years as well. So it's such a torn um feelings here on both sides of the
With both
fence,
people.
that you feel for him, but then you have to think, well, how would I feel if it was my daughter? I feel for those girls. And yeah, I do ask myself, why would a mother send her daughter with a grown man? I wouldn't.
You
And we
know,
know it's always mostly monetary when that's happening.
right, right, right. So it's you said we feel for him, but after hearing the trial, do we really feel for him now? Amina says most of the parents. Bree says, look, he should have to serve 6 life sentences, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, a lot
Do
of
we?
us mothers are going to feel like that.
Yeah, but he again, and the views that are expressed again are not those Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Um, with my thoughts are this: did he commit these crimes after 50 people? You could say one or two or three, okay, maybe they just doing it for whatever, but 50 people, same thing with that happened with Bill Cosby. 50 people, except his this situation is different. These are minors, all right? These are minors. Now, the other thing is, uh, and Amina says she's saying that the parents should be charged as well. I agree. I was asking a lawyer actually earlier today. Everybody, the the bodyguards, the agents, and all of them, everybody should at least have a day in
Right, because if you think about racketeering and sex traffic,
court.
as we spoke last week with Rahab daughters, a lot of it is the family members that's putting those girls, those children out there in the sex trafficking world. So why wouldn't I bet if the parents had to have responsibility in looking at jail time as well, it wouldn't have been 50 people up there testifying.
Yeah, and the other thing is this: does R. Kelly even think he did anything wrong? You know, and is he really sick? You know, that does not excuse just because you can say, well, I'm sick, I've been molested when I was little, this and that, blah blah blah. That does not change the fact that it happened. That doesn't change the
Right.
fact that you did a crime and you willingly and knowingly uh, had young women. You know.
Right. But then when we talk about mental illness, the the solution is not always lock them up in jail. We don't have anything in place to help individuals like that.
Hmm.
Putting them in jail is not the answer because that's not helping with the problem that they have. And we're so quick to throw them behind bars to get them away from society and keep them away from other people, but they need help. He may need help. I think he needs help because he went through this more than one time, and he
Hmm.
got up. off. I'm not going to say he got away, but he got off what, 3 separate times before this.
Absolutely.
My thing would be, listen, Mr. Kelly, stay away from young girls.
The
Like
first
if
time.
you the first time, but then you got the second time, and that that should have really shook you. But now you got a third time and a fourth time. So
So,
at
and that's
some
what Gina,
point, that would have said to me, like, if you keep putting your hand in a hot fire and it keeps burning your hand, you're not going to keep putting your hand in that fire.
so does that mean that something is really wrong with him?
I believe it is. I believe there's some type of imbalance there. I really don't think that the charges that they gave him, I don't think that all of those charges, I don't think it was racketeering and all of that. I think
Yeah,
it was I think it was more of
it's sex with a minor.
yeah, but I don't think it was trafficking, I mean racketeering, because the parents allowed them to go.
I
They
don't even think
gave
it's
them
trafficking.
permission to go. It wasn't like they got kidnapping charges on him. I don't How did he kidnap them?
See, some of that stuff, like, again, some of that stuff is not, and we're not negating the fact that the man has done a wrong deed. We're not
Right.
negating that, all right. But we're just breaking it down. Okay, let's bring Marcella on here with us. Hey, Marcella, how are you?
Hey,
Hey,
Marcella.
hi. Gina, you just said something about you don't think that is racketeering. And I'm looking up the word racketeering, which means dishonest and fraudulent business dealings. So whether the parent allowed their girls to go with them or not, that's still like a type of business dealing.
But then
Because,
why wouldn't the parents be charged then? Because they were also a culprit in it.
and that's what I was going to go. I was just talking to a young man in his mid 20s. And we were talking about that. I was telling him about the show, and he was like, so are the parents being charged as well? And I was like, that's a good point.
That's a great
Because
point.
when you start doing the racketeering again, that's fraudulent business dealings. And
Right.
they're saying that parents were also getting kickbacks from this
Exactly. And
for their children.
that's where I would say racketeering comes in, but there's money being exchanged. Those parents, if they were getting money,
That's a business deal
that's a business deal. And
all day
so
long.
you are involved in this business deal. I can't go rob a bank with Greg. We both in there with guns and masks, and I get the money, and I'm the only one that's going to be charged.
Right.
You're an
He's going to be
accessory. You're an
charged
accessory
too.
to that crime.
So again, that brings us back to, why aren't the parents being made responsible for being a part of this racketeering, if that's what it is that they're saying he did?
So
And
then the
see,
question is, can they go back now and start now that
that question that you just brought up been explored already.
as
So
far as the parents?
as far as the parents, we doing all of these surviving R. Kelly shows and all this stuff, doing all of this mess.
Hmm.
Okay, but throughout all of this media fanfare, the parents, including them going on television and going on YouTube and this and that, are not being touched because everybody's feeling the sadness because you're telling everybody your daughter this, your daughter that. Okay, but the daughters go on and say, hey, this is not what's happening. This isn't what happened. Now, how much of this stuff is just look, again, we're not negating the fact that he did something wrong, but how much of this is really being played up to a point to make sure that this man stays in jail? Because regardless, I'm gonna tell you, and going back to the show that I did, met him, know who he is. Um, Actually, literally came to um, the house because I wanted to introduce him to some people, and they weren't there. Had young girls, and I'm glad that didn't happen. But
I'm like,
but my thing is, there's two sides to this guy, but the side that he probably didn't want to come out was exposed. He's in jail, and I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of him since he's been in jail. He looks terrible.
He looks horrible.
He looks terrible, and the man is facing 10 years to life in prison. Is that too harsh as far as the life in prison?
okay. Gina brought up something earlier. I was listening backstage, and something I heard you guys talking about is there a mental illness? Is there a mental problem? Is something wrong with him? And is there something else? Like she said, we can't keep putting them in jail. If you start looking at the different prisons and jails and start doing some research on it, and start really checking on the inmates, you will find out that there's a lot of mental illness in there. And these are people that are falling through the cracks. Once you, I believe, at the age is 21, and there's a mental illness. Let's say a family member realized, hey, there's a mental illness or something like that. Then this person, if the family member or a friend or whatever try to get help and try to get them into an institution or to a hospital to get help, the person over 21 can easily say, I don't need help. I don't want help. If you check homeless people and not trying to get off of the subject, that's where we have the mental illness here. And that's when we need to start changing laws when it comes to mental illness, because a lot of this I've heard, I don't know, I have not really followed the R. Kelly issue. I have issues when it comes to human trafficking and abuse and things like that. So it's a little hard for me to kind of deal with some of these things. But I have heard that he does have some type of mental illness. He's got learning disabilities and things like that. So
Okay,
then my question is,
I'm going to interject. Does that excuse it though?
No, it does not excuse it. But then my question is, all of these people around him, can they be charged? Should they be charged? They knew, a lot of these people knew what was going on. And if he had an issue, why not get him help?
Because they were being paid nicely, okay?
So then they all need to be charged as well as accessories.
Paid, even though they were working for him, once all of that stuff started, they're literally being paid to shut up, okay? To close your eyes. All right, everybody say what's up to Mr. Maurice Bishop.
Hey, Maurice.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Everything is everything, okay?
So should he go to prison or should he go to a mental health facility?
He did a crime.
Y'all talk about our...
Yeah, he did a crime.
He did a crime, so he should go. He should
go to prison for some time. But will he get
help?
help?
He needs to have help. Okay,
right. That's my point.
But he needs to go. He needs to be responsible for the crime that he did.
But you brought up a good point, Greg, when you said, does he even think he did anything wrong? And I don't. He probably doesn't, because it's repetitive with him.
Right.
If he thought he was doing something wrong, he would have did it differently. He would have did it out in the public for everyone to see. He wouldn't have been so exposed.
Right.
I don't know if I totally agree with that, because you got a lot of people in prison that have done things wrong and they still think it's not necessarily wrong.
But he's a public figure, and he did,
it's just something I want to do. Like I don't know.
Okay, let me.
He got slapped on the wrist twice. Okay, he got slapped on the wrist this time with some cuffs. Okay, so my thing is,
it's wrong.
And my idea, I mean, he's knowing the consequences of his actions, but I don't think he actually thinks that he did anything wrong. He probably thinks that hey, look, what happens behind closed doors stays behind closed doors.
It's consensual. In his mind, he probably felt like it's consensual. The parents agreeing to the girls going. It's consensual. I mean, didn't Aaliyah's mother consent to her marrying him?
Yes.
At the age of
did she?
Yeah.
There's a guy in Chicago, a huge personality in Chicago. I'm not naming his name, but R. Kelly and him were I mean, he treated R. Kelly like a son. Long story short, his daughter got involved with R. Kelly, and this guy immediately, once he found out the extent of the involvement, this guy immediately ended his relationship with R. Kelly. Jay-Z ended his relationship with R. Kelly. A lot of recording artists ended their relationship with R. Kelly after they saw certain things. Okay, I actually went to McDonald's with this cat. Okay, some of the things
not McDonald's.
Yes, I did. Some of the things that he said was just kind of not right at that time. Okay, but you blow past it because you're not looking.
You don't think he's doing what he's doing.
What
see, my whole thing is this: if it's like me, in somebody that you love and you care about, you do what you do in public. You're gonna kiss her, y'all gonna walk hand in hand or whatever. He knew what he's doing because he was doing that stuff below, on the down low.
In
All that
hiding.
stuff in hiding. So he knew what he was doing. He knew it was wrong. Trust me,
Hiding
he
in
knew.
public.
I think he knew. I knew he knew it was wrong.
I
He
don't
knew it
think
was
he did,
wrong.
though. I don't think he
I
did.
mean, a lot of people will say, he did have a mental issue because I went through his documentary, and he does have some mental issues.
Mhm.
Um, and it's like borderline retardation. But you think about this: a lot of those folks that are geniuses like that, they have that borderline, tendency to be right there on the edge of a mental, you
Right.
know, uh, mental retardation. But he had it pretty bad, evidently, because they put it in the bio, and
Well,
he had been warned in school about all of that stuff.
I mean, I kind of feel like, did his attorney really do such a great job? Some of
No,
the things that we're talking about,
no.
other other individuals who should be brought in as a part of this. I think that some of these things should have been brought up by his attorney.
Right.
But they looking at it now. They put people under like Bill Cosby. He going under the jail for doing all that stuff back in his day, in the day that he was doing. And I mean, R. Kelly, you got to go to.
You know what? Dean Martin, all of them did it.
Oh yeah, they did.
And
You
that's not
know,
my point.
But just
Elvis
who got
Presley,
caught?
all of them did it.
Who got caught? Who
Yeah.
got
But
caught?
right,
Yeah,
but
what's the country singer?
and back then, because of the color of their skin,
They ain't get caught.
heads were turned. Heads were turned. It wasn't like it wasn't known.
All right,
And so that brings you back to the Me Too
movement.
movement with those 50 individuals. Would you? I'm not sure. I believe all 50 of them were involved like
There's
that.
some validity
I
to it. I
think
mean,
there's
if
some
it
Me
looks like
Too
a
in
duck
there too.
and it walking like a duck and it's acting like a duck, shoot, it's a duck.
But you notice how mostly, I don't know if anybody watched, I watched a little bit of it. Most of these stories from these people, they were the same. Everybody said the same thing, okay? They had the same makeup of everything. They had the same, everything that happened basically rang the same. So,
Same thing with not Trump, Cosby.
okay, so you got, now I was looking also, with that movement, there was a lot of celebrities that started getting pointed out. You had the guy from the NBC,
Charlie Rose,
Matt
Lauder. Yeah,
but, you also
he lost his family for that. He got divorced and everything.
he lost his career. But what happened to Russell Simmons? Russell Simmons got pointed out too. You don't hear nothing else because they haven't found him, or because I don't know. But you've heard nothing. Absolutely zero. Nothing from Russell Simmons. Okay, there was a lot of others. It was somebody else. But my point is this: number one, it's a crime. You did wrong. You did wrong. But 10 years to life. Okay, 10 years. I can see that. Life. That's too much.
Okay, let's put it this way. What are some of the victims? What are they going through? Is this something that they're going to have to? Are there some residuals from what they've gone through that they're going to have for life? Are they? Do they have a life sentence now of things that they've gone through dealing with him? You said not a life sentence, but do they have a life sentence? That I put that on the scale of how with some murderers, you murder a person, and then you might get 4 or 5 years. But then the family is living for life with this. We can't see our loved one again, and this person 4 years and they're out and they're going on about their business, living life.
It's reality, though, because the laws are set up differently. All right, the laws are set up differently. So murder. You even got you have murderers, people that have murdered people that
5 years.
They're not getting life.
Yes, some, yes.
A lot. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of people are not getting life. They get 15 years, 25 years, okay, and this and that, because they go through this trial, and the trial says, okay, well, there's a probable, there's a
There's
doubt.
a minimum maximum, and then there's a maximum.
So you going from, that's why they spread it out. So he got 10 years to life, okay, 8 counts, all right. So he'll probably get 10 years for each of them, okay, which, you know,
consecutive
for each count.
Jesus.
That ain't bad, okay.
He ain't coming out. It might as well be like.
That's 80 years. Now the other question is this:
I'm sorry, I gotta laugh.
He still has to face a trial in Chicago.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's still got a couple more trials to go.
What sense does that make? If he's going to get 10 years here, okay, 80 years, he's not going to survive that. Okay, people are already making jokes about it. All right,
but is that with or without parole?
There's not going to be a parole for this.
No.
Okay.
They figure they could get Michael Jackson. They definitely gonna get him. Yeah.
So I mean,
and then are they going to try to rehab him while he's in prison?
Why would you? Why? But you know, you're going to
rehab. What's the point?
He's not coming.
What's the point? He's not coming out.
He's not getting out. So I mean, does he want to do that?
There's gonna be some rehabbing, all right. Not gonna
didn't they say that about? Didn't they say that about Cosby wasn't getting out either?
No,
well, it's different. These were minors that R. Kelly.
Minor things. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Those were adults that R. Kelly. I mean,
Cosby was with. Okay.
And I think that's why some of the charges are what they are, because they were minors.
Minors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're making this. It sounds grafty. It sounds like he was prohibition. That's it got titles on it. You know, racketeering.
Look, they tried to get Michael Jackson with the same thing, and it with minors.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1 count of racketeering, 8 counts of violating the Mann Act, an interstate anti-sex trafficking law.
Yeah,
sexual exploitation of children, bribery, kidnapping, and other disturbing crimes. So they got them on a whole lot of stuff.
Kidnapping, no, take that off. Kidnapping.
I don't know about the bribery either. What's the bribery part of it?
I'm finna tell you what that is. That was him, the parents, exactly.
Okay, then the parents should be charged if that's the case.
That's what I'm saying.
They freaking need to be. They need to be charged.
If you're going to get somebody for this particular thing, you get everybody. Get everybody.
Yeah, pull the parents, because they're not accountable for that.
Check their bank accounts.
Right. That's why R. Kelly broke. He was paying them.
So you know the next step with the victims is lawsuits against his estate.
Yeah, he don't have no money.
He has nothing.
He don't have nothing.
R. Kelly has nothing.
Yeah, but still, the lawsuits are coming.
And
the lawsuits are coming.
Frivolous. They're not going to get anything. I mean,
that's a waste of time.
But you know what?
Even when he comes out, his career is over. Period. His career is done. This was a man that was on the pinnacle of R&B success. He was the king of R&B.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're still playing his music. I heard his music on the radio just 3 days ago.
That's the next question. Okay.
Get it pulled out. Go ahead.
As a whole, will people stop listening to his music because of this? The man made great.
They stop listening to Michael Jackson.
He made great music. Okay.
Nope.
Stepping music.
Now people are going to think, well, when he did Bum and Grind, was he talking about?
I believe the people who were going to stop listening to his music have already stopped listening to his music. Mm-hmm. I don't think this is going to make a difference. Those are the individuals who decided they didn't want to support his music anyway before we even got to this point. But my thing is, as a celebrity, you know what's out there. You know what you're subject. You're not a regular person like you and I. When do you start watching your back, watching what you do, watching who the people you have around you? You got to get to a point where you have to be extra, extra careful. You are no longer an ordinary individual. And you have the stealth thing that's out there. You got, the rape, the drugs, that all kind of accusations. Even when it comes to someone having consensual sex when it started out, but it comes back as something different.
Pay me. I didn't tell you yet.
If you don't have your guards up, then it's something wrong. You better have your guards up.
Well, I can't see, just like even in normal situations, normal life. And I've never understood that, and I've said this before several times. Okay, as we're young, we're going to do stupid stuff. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to do this and that, okay?
Mhm.
But after we get our ass whooped, or maybe even spend a day or an evening in jail, we know better. There are so many examples of what not to do
Right.
as a celebrity.
And
Why
that's
do
the
you
other.
why do you keep doing it? You're not untouchable. Okay, see, this is what happened with R. Kelly too. The first time he got a slap on the wrist. Okay, so now he feels like he's untouchable. He can get away with it.
All right.
Untouchable.
That's when he was on top of the world too. He was,
Hey,
man.
Jeff.
You. I'm telling you, Jay, real.
Yeah, and I feel like that too, because the first time it happened, he went running to the church, turning his life around,
Made a
you know,
whole
trying to have a different type of image. But then he turned around and he moved away from that, and he went back to the same things he was doing before
because nothing happened.
because nothing happened. And everybody was behind him.
Yep.
Like, leave R. Kelly alone. We love him, you know? So yeah, he probably did feel untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of the celebrities. They just do what they want to do, and they think because it's behind closed doors or there wasn't any cameras or anything like that, I'm going
Don't
to
nobody come.
I can do whatever I want to do.
Don't nobody come running out their room with their hair on fire. You know. So
Jeff says that's true. He knew right from wrong. But Jeff, did he? In his mind, again, we talked about this. In his mind, he probably thought that he wasn't doing anything wrong. You know,
he had a lot of enablers around him, surrounding him.
A lot of enablers.
Mhm.
And you know what? There is some type of imbalance where if he's attracted to these young girls like that, something is
Something's
wrong.
wrong.
You are a grown man. How old is R. Kelly in his 30s or 40s?
Too old.
Jay is 50. He's almost 50.
I mean, before all of this, when this first started coming out, he was maybe in his late 30s.
Yeah.
And you're looking at,
You know, I didn't even want to believe the first
16-year-old girls.
I didn't want to believe the first time I heard about, taking the wheels on all them,
I didn't watch that video. I didn't
watch it. I didn't watch it. I heard about it, and I didn't know if it was real or not.
Well, I have the video for you guys right now. Let's look at the video, and you all tell me, was this R. Kelly, and was this glass large enough?
They blocked that video.
No, you don't. They're gonna block all that off. They're gonna shut us down right now.
Was the glass large?
It was nice being with DopelivenTV. See you guys.
That's true. He was saying he was set up. He was around people who didn't have his best interest at heart.
Right.
Now, that's another whole thing, though.
But see, that's square one.
Do y'all think he was set up?
I think that there were a lot of people in his circle that he shouldn't have had in his circle.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good friend that broke into his home while he was in jail.
Mm-hmm.
What? A friend? That's
not a friend. That's a friend of me. Friend of me.
So he I mean, it's a remote possibility.
Look,
he could have been set up. Hey, shout out to Brendan Lampkin, Blake Moore, my good friend Brendan Lampkin, Blake Moore, my baby Trisha Lynn. What's going on? Everybody that's out there checking us out. We're talking about R. Kelly's conviction today. He's facing 10 years to life in prison for racketeering and sex trafficking. Go ahead, Jay.
So there are individuals that I'm pretty sure the prosecutor went to and said, hey, if you get on the stand and you tell this, that, and the other, you won't be brought up on charges.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there were some of those people in that circle that in order for them to not be charged, they went against him.
So absolutely. So I think that he has to, number one, step back now, because they said he had no emotion. Basically, he looked down a lot.
No.
I think he had on a mask.
You couldn't tell, but they just said, I'm telling you what it said. I think he has to step back and just now.
You don't know.
This is really real. I mean, he's in jail. He's actually been accosted in jail a couple of times, but now you heard you heard what. And look at this. Love you, pops. Keep shining. That's my son. That's my son.
Right on. I say, love your pops. I'm like,
Hey,
hold
Jordan.
on. 'Cause that's what they call me here.
I don't even talk about R. Kelly no more. Let's talk about my son, man. He is fantastic. Okay. Love you too, son. I'm telling you, man, it's amazing. But real quick, man, I wanted to say real quick that you all go out there and get your core, man. This is perfectly balanced pH purified water.
We got you.
And this is 100%. Once you throw it away, it's 100% recyclable plastic. Okay, and if you throw it away, it recycles into a
Gym
gel
shoe.
cell, a gel cell key for R. Kelly. Actually, it's going to be
I
hard.
was gonna say go take R. Kelly some core water.
I ain't taking them jack. Okay,
Yeah, I'm telling you. Take him something, all right. A big old finger. A big finger.
I ain't
You
taking
know,
them jack.
and
Because I'm gonna tell you, it's just like the Michael Jackson thing. Where the hell are the parents? And you already know this dude done already had some issues with some kids. Why the hell would you leave your kids with him over the weekend?
right. I
Because
mean,
you're
they,
giving me money. You're giving me
even,
money.
even if it was hearsay, I
but
still
you know
wouldn't.
what?
No way, no.
R. Kelly
And
didn't have
hell,
Michael Jackson money. He
no.
didn't have Michael Jackson money.
He had some money though, evidently, because it was some of them chicks that they was talking about on that documentary. They didn't care.
Some of them
They
I
did
didn't
not
believe.
care.
Some of
They
them on
did
that
not
documentary, I
care.
did not believe. I did not believe some of them women on the documentary. I'm just saying.
I'm
Some
talking
of them.
about the ones that was still hanging with him when he got arrested.
Well, those right there. And then here goes the brainwashing thing. How they didn't get brainwashed. Okay, they stayed with R. Kelly. All right, that's what they did. They stayed with R. Kelly, and they probably thought he would not get convicted. All right,
Yeah.
once he got put in jail,
Mhm.
everybody starts flipping. Okay, it's just so odd. Like I said, the man did a crime. All right, allegedly, I can say allegedly, but he's been convicted. But I
Right.
can say allegedly did a crime. He's
Mhm.
going to be he's going to be sentenced 10 years to life. Personally, I think life is too much for that. All right. I understand what you're saying, Marcella. But again, you got people who have shot and killed people, several people that are doing 25 years, that are doing 15 years. All right. So at what degree of punishment do you put this? All right. This spanned for a long time. Harvey Weinstein, is he going to get the same thing?
I mean, he's done it to a lot of women. I wouldn't have a problem with life.
Women,
And girls.
not
Well,
underage.
let me put it like this, and I'm not wishing anything bad on anyone, but it's known that when you're in prison and you're there for doing wrong with youth,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna take care of you anyway. You're gonna have a horrendous life in jail. Not
But
unless they give him celebrity treatment.
Oh, they
No,
already treated
they
him.
already, yeah,
No, I'm not
Yeah,
talking
but-
about them. I'm talking about putting
They're
where they
giving him-
have they're watching him or put him
They're
in
not gonna do
solitary. But then the
Immediately
thing is, you
getting-
have the crooked guards and things too. That's going to be
They've already abused him in there.
Yeah, but see,
that's why he's looking crazy.
Now that he's been convicted, they're going to put him they're going to put him by himself, I guess, for a suicide watch for a period of time.
Mm-hmm. They're going to have to.
Suicide watch is over, because that's standard. Once suicide watch is over, he on his own. Okay, he's on his own. He's going to be Roberta Kelly. And that making a joke about it. I'm sorry.
That went over my head.
Roberta. I said Roberta Kelly.
Oh, okay. I see you.
Not Robert, but Roberta.
Yeah, I got it now.
I got a text in here saying on my phone here, iPhone, the real phone. He is going to be singing "I Believe I Can Die" because prison is forever.
Let's check.
And his cellmates will sing "I Can Pee in Your Eye." They think about it every night and day. Move the glass, your sights away. So this is.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bubbly grass.
Wall behind. Jeff Rutherford says some parents didn't care and put too much trust in their kids.
Exactly.
I know some people who I went to high school with who went willingly. Doesn't make it right, but I feel the parents should have been watching their kids, and that's
Yeah.
the other thing. A lot of these parents, a few of these, even the ones that got on there and said, "I want my daughter back. I want my daughter back." You all told your daughter wasn't thinking about R. Kelly. You all told them, "Yo, hey, you can sing, man. Look, we can get you in there with R. Kelly." Even with
Right.
Sparkle took her niece there. Okay, the one that allegedly they got on video. She took her niece there. All right, and you know how kids are.
People serving up.
You tell them no, they gonna say yes. They're gonna go anyway. They're gonna find a way to do it anyway. So now she's all up in arms. And here's the thing that I heard. Again, these opinions are not the opinions of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. With Sparkle, so Sparkle, because the niece said that wasn't her. It wasn't her. She vehemently said it was not her. But here's what I said. What I heard with Sparkle. Sparkle, R. Kelly put her out there, right? Got that song out there and everything, and that was that. Wanted to do another album with her. Sparkle wanted to bring her boyfriend in to produce. R. Kelly says, "Hey, I don't know him, and I just got you a platinum
Remember about that? Yeah.
song. So why would I bring somebody who doesn't? He don't even have any credentials. Why would I bring him in? So if he doesn't do it, she's not gonna do another album." And R. Kelly said, "Cool, no problem. That ain't gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt you." So she got pissed. She got real pissed, and so that was allegedly part of her motive to get all the crying and all of that stuff done. And again, I don't know the truth of all of that. It's just what I've heard, and I'm not putting it out there for anybody to say, "Yeah, for real, that's what happened," and this and that. I'm just, we're talking about this, and that's what I heard. That's what I heard. So we are talking about the conviction of R. Kelly for racketeering, sex trafficking, and facing 10 years to life. Now, let's take it away from R. Kelly for a moment and put this in a relationship aspect. All right, when people are in relationships, no is supposed to mean no. But some people just, say, "Okay, well, okay, this time I'll let it go." At what point do you know that you're being accosted, or sex trafficked, so to speak, okay, so to speak, because, you know, um, if you're in love or you got the feeling of love, you kind of give a person a pass for some of their stupidness, some of their ignorance, right?
The controlling ways, you mean?
You do. I mean, come on, women do that all the time. They give them a pass, all right, and then later on down the line, they want to say, "Okay, this happened to me, that happened to me." My thing is, why, in relationships, um, can this same scenario be played, and if so, would they get the same sentence?
Okay.
Not in a marriage.
Okay.
Not in a marriage. In a marriage, it's hard to file for rape. And it does happen in marriages. It does. Even though
But they
it's
call that domestic
illegal,
violence, right?
it's hard for a wife to bring rape charges against her husband.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unheard of, and it's very hard to prove because they're married, and that's automatic consensual sex.
Wow.
So,
But not unless it's damage, I think, done.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Like
you
you rip
start hitting.
apart and bleeding and a whole lot of other crazy
Yeah.
stuff. I think that's a little bit different.
Carl says, "I thought sex trafficking is when they are selling the woman's body to others to perform sexual acts." Let's get that clarified. What is sex trafficking?
Sex trafficking is when you take people against their will and you're making money from the person. That's sex trafficking, and that where you're using them, pretty much taking them against their will and forcing them to have sex. And if you go to human trafficking, then that also can go to you're forcing them to work, like in sweatshops or on farms or things like that, or you're using them for baby making to sell babies
Okay, so take that
against their will.
Take that off of his conviction, then. Okay, because all of them were there. Okay, we don't know for a fact, but I don't know. Trisha Lynn says, so was he mainly convicted based on actual evidence or so-called eyewitness testimony? I think it was so-called eyewitness testimony. You know, they don't have any actual. I don't think they had any actual evidence except for the marriage license.
Oh yeah,
of Aaliyah with Aaliyah.
And you know what, Gina, you said something earlier that her mom knew. And from what I recall reading, they were saying that the parents didn't find out until after they got married at their home and stuff. No, the parents knew that she was dealing with him.
I don't know if they knew they was dealing with him, but they did. They tried to hide the fact that they had the marriage license as well. Okay, so they knew that they got married
after the fact, though, right? I don't know. But still, if you after the fact or before, you can get it annulled because she was underage.
After the fact, or before the fact.
Right. That's why I said it doesn't matter.
The parents never said nothing.
Right.
You know. So I mean, I don't know. I just don't. Like I said, he did a crime, and you know, let's keep it 100. Do we know exactly who was really? We weren't there. The jury wasn't there. The judge was not there. So it's his word against theirs.
So he was with young men and women?
I don't know about the men.
They're saying the U.S. Attorney for Eastern District of New York said in a statement, a predator who used his inner circle to ensnare underage girls and young men and women for decades in a sordid web of sexual abuse, exploitation, and humiliation.
Where's the proof?
Is that a definition or is that a comment or statement?
And that's what it's looking like, a statement. That's what I'm trying to see, what they actually used to convict him.
Where is the actual evidence?
Was there evidence?
To cover up, and we will never know what truly happened. That's true. We'll never know. He can protest forever. All right. He's been convicted. He can protest forever. If there's an ounce of evidence that comes up to refute everything that happened, they're going to let him go.
Now he don't have no kids, do he?
Yes, he does. He got two.
With Dre, or whatever her name was on that show.
4 or 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now,
has he ever had any kids with those girls?
No.
Here's another.
Probably got him aborted. If so,
here's another thing that I saw. So after the R. Kelly miniseries thing that they had, Surviving R. Kelly, there was a video on YouTube. I can't find it because they probably took it off. Drea was on there. She was in a car. She was driving, and she was all happy and all of this stuff.
I saw that video.
Yeah, and then she was telling everybody, you know, regardless of what was on the movie, on the
great
miniseries,
father,
great father. Leave him alone. That's still my still was my husband and all this old junk. Okay, come on, man.
Wow.
But then she did a 360 after that, Greg. She did a 360, and she started saying negative things about him. So it could have been.
I think she
180. I think it was a 360.
I think
went all the way in circle.
I think she was told.
She went all the way in a circle.
I think she was told to do that. She was too.
I believe so too.
She was too.
I believe so too.
So she had to refute it. So this whole thing is just so suspect. Jeff said, I feel that in an interview with Robin, that emotion that he laid out there was real. I don't think you can fake that emotion that he laid out on the table. They got to her for some money. I know they did. All right, go ahead, Gina.
You have to think about sending those young girls with R. Kelly. That wasn't unusual in that industry.
Right.
I mean, but
there's been even before him. I think it was it Puffy that took Biggie at the age of 16 or 17 with him to groom him and help him out, and his mother let him go. So it really wasn't unusual for that to happen. And so to look at it and say, well, these girls are going, they did it all the time.
You know who did a lot of took a lot of women? Prince.
Yeah.
Prince did, but they were grown.
They were grown. They weren't.
Did now one of them come back and say, "Oh, he abused me or took," not a single one.
Because they probably. Well, let me shut up. Rest in peace, all of those guys. Okay, but right now they're saying in the Chicago Tribune, they're saying that today's verdict forever brands R. Kelly as a predator
Yeah.
who used his fame and fortune to prey on the young, the vulnerable, and the voiceless for his own sexual gratification. A predator who used his inner circle to ensnare underage girls and men and women for decades in a sordid web of sex abuse, degradation, and humiliation. All right. Why would, again, we do not know exactly what happened unless there was some stuff that was in the courts that we did not hear. Okay.
And and they might hold that. They might hold that until the other trials too.
Yeah. So just in case they get a lawyer that know what they're doing, and try to get them up on all
like, no, that's been made public, so you can't use that now in these trials to get them over here.
Now here's the thing also. If his sentencing is in May, all right? If he gets sentenced to life in prison, then that Chicago trial won't happen.
So
it won't happen. It's done. I mean, what more can they do? You can't do it
because he ain't coming out of jail, so they can't do no consecutive punishment. He's already in jail.
Yeah, people do double life and that's just stupid. All right, double life.
Well, they're just making sure the law don't change and they don't get
It just means that if you die, they're gonna make sure that you come back, and then you got to do that time too. All right, double life.
But we've heard of crazy cases where these people are gonna stay in prison, and then all of a sudden some crazy technicality come up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now they can get out. So to me, it would think they would continue with the other cases, just in case, everybody's assuming, okay, he's going to go for life. He's going to be in there for life. So like you just said, what's the sense?
Okay. So what if they do the Chicago trial and he's found not guilty?
So then he's not guilty on those charges, but he's still guilty on the ones he's already been convicted on.
But then
it depends on how much
he'll file an appeal in New York. Okay. And they're going to start looking at stuff again. Okay. And then he may go free. Jeff says, what makes it unusual is that it's the opposite sex and the age. That it's, I'm sorry, I don't know what I don't know how to present.
I'm confused with that one.
Wherever there is a discrepancy and things don't line up to our own moral standard, we will always continue to speculate. He may get out later. He could have good behavior and such, right?
Well, that's the reason why they put that life behind there, or another 25 years, whatever.
Now, there's such precedents where he can get life in prison, but with good behavior and things that he's doing in jail, he can.
Unless they put that up without parole.
That's what I said earlier.
But if and then they got this. Well, you do a day here and they commute a day, and do a day and commute a day. Okay, if he goes for life, they're not going to give him that opportunity. He's got to serve every day.
Yeah, right? Got consecutive convictions.
But after the first 10 years is done for the one conviction, got to go straight to the next one.
Another.
Straight to the next one. You got to go straight. So he'll never get out.
Damn.
80 years. What, he'd be 130 years old before he's able. And you know what? What would be the most ironic thing?
If he lived to be 130 years old.
30 years old and come out.
I would not want to live to be 130 years to come out of jail and I spent all that time in jail.
Well, yeah, think about this.
Nobody's going to pick him up.
He ain't going to be able to sing anymore.
Ain't nobody going to be there.
Ain't nobody will be around to pick him up.
If he had any sense, he'd have to go get him another damn lawyer and, and retry his case, and peel the crap out of it. So
I have a question, something I don't understand. Okay, so now they're saying they're convicting, saying, okay, he's guilty. And you just said that he's not going to be sentenced until May. Why does it take so long to sentence someone? What is, I don't understand that.
Other cases.
They got to have an after party. They got to,
Maurice, were you saying something sensible for your answer?
I was just saying that what happens is, in most of that time, it's just cases and cases and cases stacked up. It's just time.
Okay, so they're backlogged as far as sentencing and stuff. Okay.
And they put him in the in the order that they put everybody else in. So he just go
Mhm.
behind the next one. So
Okay, I understand
just
now.
like his
Okay.
test came up in order, it took him a long time to get to this, point that they're at right now.
Okay.
I got a text here, and basically what they're alluding to is there's a different set of standards for white and blacks. That when it's a black,
Ooh,
someone's
yeah.
testimony is all you need. You don't really need a lot of evidence. All right.
Mm.
When it's a celebrity, though, do you
Ooh,
think that the
so true.
they are making, like Jeff said, they're really making an example of him? Do you think that they want to hang a celebrity quicker than they want to do anybody else because celebrities think that they're untouchable?
It's setting a precedent.
It depends on. I would say it depends on who the celebrity is, because if it's someone that they really, really, really like, they're gonna make concessions for that person.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
don't
color of
know.
the skin has a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
I,
that too. Yeah, yeah,
I don't.
well,
definitely color skin.
look,
They
we
like
know
you as
that.
long as you're doing their dance.
Mm-hmm.
You stop doing the jig, then you go
You're
you
gonna
gonna
end
be
up
in the
in the jail.
You
same hot
gotta
seat.
go.
You'll go to the slammer. Get
I
your
wonder
black
how many.
butt in there and sit down, Negro.
I
And yes,
wonder how
I do.
many.
I'm
Go ahead,
sorry. Go
Jim,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do feel like they will take a black individual to make an example, just so the rest of y'all know
Set a
how to
precedent. Yeah,
act.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
See what we did to Ara?
So, how many of his tried and true friends are going to stick by him now?
None. He didn't have any friends.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. That's the unfortunate part about. He didn't understand that he didn't have any friends. He thought he'd had to pay for the people that to be around him.
Well, see, he
That's
had them first, but I think his arrogance, his opulence, kind of lost everybody. Like I said, him and Jay-Z had one of the best duos out there, man. Him and Usher had a great song. Him and Mariah Carey did a great song.
I honestly think that he can make money from the jail if he has some friends.
Well, somebody said that he was trying to do a record label while he's in jail, but
But don't they?
who's going to sign to his label?
But don't they also
Come on in here, let me talk
sometimes
to you.
put in the sentencing that they can't do things like that? Where they can't write books, and if they do write books or if they do anything of that nature, that money
money
goes to the victims.
The victims,
Well,
yes.
well, I mean, he could pay, and that could be a way where he could pay down his time too.
Well, he ain't gonna pay the time down.
You can pay down your time.
This
Well,
one,
I'm just saying that could be a way he pay down his time. I mean, if he's setting restitution for him,
this one is not going away. He's
if he got a good lawyer, well, I'm telling you.
I'm not trying to defend this guy, but it's just
Mhm.
to me, it's just so insane that you have everything given to you. Football players. Let's look at Ray Caruth. He killed his child's mother, the North Carolina Panthers football
Yeah.
player. There's a guy that played on Chicago PD. I think I forgot his name. Something Jordan. Killed his wife. How many? The wrestler Chris Benoit. He had steroids, I guess, roid rage, and killed his wife and son. I just don't get it.
Mm-mm.
But with this R. Kelly case, do you all? I mean, do you all think that he probably was set up? And somebody said, yeah, he set the camera up.
You know
I
what?
wonder if that person on this panel.
I don't think.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think. I don't think. I think some of it is fabricated. I do believe so. I think they really took it to the top. And that's how they do and prosecutors will throw everything at you to get at least one charge. They'll put out 20 charges, and then just so they can get a conviction. I think it's a lot that was fabricated, but it is some truth to it. I believe it's some truth to it because back in 2002, that wasn't his brother. That was not his brother.
No. Look, did you see the video?
I did not see the video.
How many people gonna sit up here and say they did not see that video?
I did not.
I didn't either.
All right. Well, look, I saw it. Okay.
Okay.
So
I didn't want to see it.
Here's my. Well, I mean, I was in the business hard like that. Okay, back then, I wanted to see because I spoke to the man. I did an interview. So here's the thing. As I looked at the video for the 7th time,
Oh my goodness.
It had a no.
Whew.
I'm telling you. Look, it looked like it didn't look like him. It was. It didn't look like it was. It looked like it was doctored. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. A portion looked like it was doctored. It was. Back then you didn't have great videos, especially home videos. But Trisha Lynn says I didn't see the video. Don't worry about it, baby. I'm gonna bring it over later. All right.
Uh-huh.
No.
Jeff says, "Oh please, excuse me."
Ooh, bless you.
One more.
I felt,
They say it
I
comes
felt that way over here.
They say it comes though. I'm only gonna give you twos. Jeff said, "Oh, please, Maurice, he will definitely produce a record. Sean did when he made that video with Ashanti. It can be done." And he agrees with what you said, Gina. I don't remember what you said, but hey. And Trisha says, "I didn't see the video. Don't she look like she saw it though?" Let me stop. But again,
You have star in your eye. Go ahead.
another question: the jury. There is no way in the world that the jury did not see or have in their head, because all of them probably saw the video before. You know what I'm saying? And have in their head, okay, that they wanted to get this man. So 9 hours of deliberation, whatever. We got the pizza. Let's bring. We got the
Bring in the video.
bring it up.
Give
You
me the
got my
popcorn.
check because I've been here a long time. You got my check, okay? Do you all think that the jury could have been tampered with?
I think that in some people, with certain cases, yes, I believe that there are individuals that purposely get on the jury so that they can make sure there's a conviction. I believe
Mhm.
that in Chauvin's case. I believe that in this case, there are individuals that's like, it could be a family member of one of the victims.
Right.
A long cousin down the line. Oh, he messed with my niece. I'm getting on that jury.
Exactly. Exactly. And do whatever it takes to get on that jury.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of misnomers we could take from this man, but the bottom line is that he had his day in court. They said he was guilty. There's a thing with me about one man judging another man. Um, but there's so many people that said he did this to me. He touched my booty. Yes, he did all of this. And I mean, what does he have to stand on? They the the defense did not do too much.
Yeah, I don't
Prosecution
feel like they did.
prosecution had 50 something witnesses. That's
They
definitely
had
something in the
three.
story. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They had three.
Theirs was over before it started. So did he actually? You got three against 50 witnesses. You got three witnesses that said no. I don't think he did it. You
Well,
know.
did he get subpar service because he no longer had the funds, he no longer had the money. He didn't have the money that he had when he went in.
Okay, but think
No,
about it. If he came out and was proven innocent, that man is gonna be rich. Okay, he's gonna come back. He's gonna do one album with one word on it,
not guilty.
with one note, and it's gonna sell forever.
Not guilty.
That's it.
Not guilty.
He's gonna come out with an S on his chest. Everybody gonna get paid.
The shit.
Everybody, including some of the people that he may have touched that didn't say anything. You know,
Hmm.
everybody gonna get paid. But now, nobody's getting paid. That lawyer probably thought all we need is a couple of people to say this. Some really, really, really compelling testimony, and we got you. Okay.
But my whole thing is, normally in these cases they have evidence like rape kits and things like that.
Where they at?
But it's so after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's 25 years.
That's another thing that really bugs the hell out of me.
I mean, it's 25 years after the fact.
Well, you know what?
All
You
these
got to
things.
think about with minors. Sometimes they're afraid. You got to think about what's happening in this case, which is different from a lot of the other cases like Bill
Right.
Cosby.
Okay.
These are minors.
I got you.
And when it comes to children, their maturity isn't there.
Mm-mm.
They're children, and that's why
And
a
the
lot
last
of
thing you're gonna do
cases
is
with
tell
children
mama,
are
daddy.
so much harsher because they can't make the decisions like a grown person to say, "Hey, I was raped," or not be afraid. It's
Need to go get
totally,
Pookie in
totally
them.
different.
And that's all the more reason that the parents that were allowing this, because they're the ones who were making the decision, should be held accountable as well in some type of
I think
fashion.
some kind of shape, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So if,
I mean,
go
he's
ahead.
gonna be. I think he's gonna be paying restitution in jail from whatever he does, because there's gonna be some kind of endeavor while
I
he's in
don't
jail.
think there's anybody in his circle that's gonna help him to.
I was
Oh,
gonna
it,
say
A lot of people don't want to touch him. They don't want to touch any music.
not now,
They don't want to touch him.
nobody.
not now, but
So he's not going to, what money is he going to have on his books? How's he going to get people to do some commissary for him? I don't know. That lady that gave him that $100,000, she was tapped, and she's not getting that money back.
nope.
Mm-hmm.
She won't get that money back. So my thing is, hey man, and my gripe was kind of like this. I understand these were kids, some of them. And honestly, there weren't that many that were underage. All right. You got 19 is not considered underage. 18 is.
No.
All right. So you got those people that still waited all of these years. That's the part that gets me. Why, when it happens, tell the 21, 22-year-old, you didn't get your record deal. Go tell on them. The 19-year-old, you didn't get your record deal. Go tell on them.
But Greg, you said there wasn't that many that were under
Those
That
are
were
the
at that age.
even if it was one, that's too many.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying, don't come on, man. You're gonna wait till you're 25. I mean, 29, 30 years old now.
To their defense, and I don't, you have men probably can't. I don't know. I'm not even going to say that, but to their defense, a lot of times, and I think we talked about that. Marcella brought it up on another show. We've been told at a young age, if somebody touches you, you can tell me. Our parents told us that.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't always happen. That fear was still there when it happened, even though you're told that all your life, and I heard that all my life from my mother. But when it happens, you don't have the courage. You don't have the courage to go and tell someone that this happened. So it's not that easy. It sounds it's easy. It's not that easy.
Understanding that it's not that easy. I just don't, okay, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Go tell. Don't wait 20-something years. Don't wait 30-something years to go tell.
But sometimes it takes that long, Greg.
Right. And sometimes you feel guilty and think that possibly it was something that you did to bring that on.
Well, you
and it's like, is there something I did? Will I get in trouble? No one might, depending on who it was, they might not believe me, because if it was someone, let's say if it was a pastor that everyone truly respects, if you were a child, who are they going to believe, this child or the pastor? If it was an upstanding, like a teacher or family member, outstanding person, and it's like, okay, are they going to believe this child? Are they going to believe this adult? And as a child, when it goes, like, well, if I tell, I might get in trouble because they might say, well, something I've done. And that's the youth mentality.
You should have been in there.
And I know someone where that actually happened when they did go to a grandmother and brought it up. And it was a family member dating someone, but they said the grandmother was like, well, why were you on that playground? No, why was this grown man on this playground? Well, what did you do? And then it just comes to a point where sometimes you hide it. You know how, everyone have little hiding spots in their heart, in their, in their brain, and you hide it. And then maybe something later on will trigger it. I didn't talk for years about what happened to me as a child. I still really don't talk about it. I'm okay. I don't have any mental issues because of that. But I had hidden that deep down, and only at a church through a women's ministry where a lady was there and she was crying. And I don't know what triggered her, but she was crying and she brought it up. And she was like, I can't talk about it because I know I don't even believe I'm talking about it here, was what she said, because she was like, I know no one has gone through this and I don't know who to talk to. And one of the elder ladies said, hey, has anyone here, maybe 9 or 10 people, ever gone through it? I think only one girl did not raise her hand. Everybody else's hand was raised.
Let me ask you, Marcy, in the white community,
Mm-mm.
the community that you hang around with all the time, your fellow people, your fellow white people.
I can't stand him.
Niagara.
I forgot my question.
Niagara.
You
Good.
need to.
Good.
And the funny part, somebody said that to me earlier. I was in Gary and I said, I need to go home. And they're like, okay, go back to Crown Point area. I'm like, and then they pretty much said that. Like, I'm like, whatever.
But Marcella brought up such a good point, because I can guarantee you, if you get 20 women in a room and you ask that question, majority of them are going to raise their hand.
19 of them
There
gonna
has
raise their
been
hand.
some type of misappropriation with young girls that have never been talked about, have never been brought up, just pushed to the back. It might have been one incident, but it happened.
Okay.
I think it happened to the majority of our young girls, and it doesn't get talked about. It doesn't get brought up.
So let's talk about the way that they dress, though. Okay. Now, if you look, the majority, and I'll say this with what I've seen, the majority of young women that I see, they got their chest out. They wearing them tight ass shorts with the ass cheeks hanging out. Okay. I can go to a bunch of and they're purposely posing on Facebook and this and that for the wrong person to see this and get with them. And
so you think that those 9 or 10 women that was
don't
in her
deserve that.
ministry was in her, that's how they dress? Is that what you're saying?
It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in general, these young girls need to watch what they even there was a post on Facebook. This girl, she probably was grown. Chest cut. The stuff cut to her nipples. Okay, all right. And the caption was, "Would you let your woman go out like this?" As if to say, "Well, are you confident with your woman? Do you trust your woman and this and that?" Okay. Me personally, I would trust mine, but I would also trust that she ain't going out there like that either. You know what I mean? So what message does that send to the guys? All right. Even though she may say, this is the way I dress, isn't there a subliminal message put out there to these?
But that's not always the case, though.
It was okay. Let me put it like this. That was not the case with me. The women that were in that.
We ain't talking about you.
I know, but I'm just saying that's a problem, what you're saying now, because that's something that a lot of these women are like, and some of these girls. And I don't care if my boobies were out, my boobs, my breasts, okay, because I know you're going to talk about me, or if I had short shorts on or tight jeans on, that does not give someone the right to come at me. That is not.
Let me give you something.
I'm not saying it gives them the right, okay? But what message is that sending?
It doesn't send a good message, because I'm on girls.
Subliminal message is it sending? Jeff says what Greg is saying is dress more conservative to deter the threat.
Yeah.
Man that may
but
have
I disagree with everybody that's saying that, because I'm sorry, because it is not. I don't have to dress with a turtleneck and.
No, you don't.
I can dress the way I want to dress.
And that's what I'm saying.
What you're missing my point.
I get your point.
Dress like you want to dress. Dress like you want to dress. But you got these guys out here that are looking at that. All right.
But you got some guys out
here. They don't look anyway.
You can dress and you're totally wrapped up, and they still out there. They're predators.
But it's
they're still out there doing it. Doing the same thing they're doing.
It's not as prevalent. It is not as obvious. All right.
I don't know why you think that.
Says it doesn't
why
matter
do you
what
think
you
that? Why do you think that, Greg?
Look, that's not what I think. That's what I read.
Okay? He playing devil's advocate. Anyway, I'm like this. I'm like this right here. If my keys are sitting in the car that don't give you the right to walk up to the damn thing and take it.
Mhm.
If my door is open, they don't give you the right to walk in the door and take my
I like
stuff out
that.
of my house. You
That's
know.
right.
But
That's
but
Mhm.
right.
but
That's
when
right.
people see it, let's
Uh
go.
huh.
Let's be honest. When people see your keys sitting there or your door open, okay,
As a temptation too.
there's some people. I'm not saying all people. I'm saying a small part of the people.
Mm.
That temptation is going to be manifested, and they're going to go in and try. They're going to do it. They're going to try.
You're gonna
Okay,
have some that try.
and they may not. They may succeed. They may not succeed, but they're going to try. All right. My
Look,
thing is, don't put your keys there.
Right.
Don't
That-
leave your door open, or don't wear those clothes because it will not take the that portion out of it by dressing. I'm not saying you got to wear turtlenecks and nun clothes. Okay, I'm saying dress like you dress, but when it gets to the point where the guy can, your nipples are hard as a rock, okay, and you can see them right through the shirt. Your ass cheeks are all out, and your pants are all up there. Come on, man. If you're a young girl, what are you wearing that for?
well,
What are
you
you
know
wearing that
what?
for? I'm not saying you're telling anybody to come get you, but I'm saying, okay, you making it clear that, hey,
In other words, the
You know
temptation.
what? It's so many. That's
But
the case
that's
with
not
so
justifiable with a human
many.
being.
It's not justifiable, and that's
No,
the point I'm trying to make. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's so many young girls and women that have been raped, and that's the defense that's
that's been a
brought,
defense.
is that
Temptation.
the way they're dressed.
Well, that used to
Look,
be used.
I can tell
That
you
used to be
one thing,
used back
Greg.
in the day on black women.
You could see a woman with her cheeks out and her breasts hard as a rock, and you're not gonna go and try to take it.
not
No,
me.
That's because you have morals, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. That
but
does not make you want to take a woman unwillingly.
back in the day when white men used to rape black women, that's what they used to use. They used to use that as a defense.
And Gina, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, put yourself in just open your mind up and say, well, look, if the one, I wish I could pull up a picture of that woman that was on there. Okay, she had, you could clearly no bra on, clearly no bra on. All right, makeup done perfectly, hair done nicely. Okay, I mean, you could, that she had the camel toe. You could see that, and her cheeks were out under the shorts. And this girl had to be 18 or 19 years old. All right, don't put it out there. Don't display it because you got perverts out there. You got these guys that will see that, and now they're gonna follow you. They're gonna come back the next day to see what you got on. They're gonna come back around where you was at the next day, and pretty soon they're gonna set you up, okay? Because you're advertising. That's what it is. You're advertising your goods.
I still disagree with you,
Yeah, I do
And
too.
that's
and I'm
fine.
going to
And that's fine.
continue to disagree
And
with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fault you guys for that, okay? But I'll put it like this: you wouldn't go out there looking like that, now would you?
If I chose to, I would.
But no, let's.
But
I
I
mean,
don't dress that way.
would you go out there like
I
that?
have.
Okay, and you got unnecessary attention, didn't you?
I don't know if it was
You don't
unnecessary.
know at all. You don't
I
know
don't
at
know if
all.
it was unnecessary.
Okay, you don't know at all. Okay, so what you're saying is you wanted that attention.
Mm,
Tell the
I didn't
truth.
do it for attention. I did it because I had a bombing body at the time, and
You wanted people to see. You wanted people to see.
and I could
For
wear stuff
attention.
like that.
For attention. Listen to me.
Summertime for a girl watch,
Christina. For attention. You wanted people
and I'm a
to see.
girl watcher.
I got
But the
to
thing is, on the other note,
Found myself a
I
poem,
didn't dress that way, and I
watch some girls.
still got a lot of attention. So it doesn't matter if I'm half dressed, fully dressed.
Yeah,
That doesn't matter. They're
it
gonna
doesn't
if
matter.
they're gonna look at you
we
regardless.
dress for the attention we want. Beautiful conversation. Beautiful comment right there. We dress for the attention we want. Gina, you wanted them to say, damn, look at the girl's ass. Okay. Marcy, you wanted them to say, man, that's some nice books she carrying.
Yeah, I sure did. Yep, nice books.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't
man.
know.
You
I
guys,
don't know. I had attention. I had a husband.
Girls.
okay, but you had a husband
Girls.
when you was out there like that.
When I dressed like that, yeah, I had a bomb body. Okay, I could wear whatever I wanted to wear.
Okay. And your husband was confident and
Yes, he
he was
was.
secure with that, okay?
Yes, he was.
But again, your message was, I got this bomb body and I'm gonna show it off whenever I get ready. That's my prerogative. Okay. That's great, Gina. Show off your body. Marcella, don't show off yours if you don't want to. That's fine. Okay. A man with that sort of deviant mind, he can peel past your clothes, Marcy, because if you're wearing them and certain things are shaking and certain things are looking like this, they'll pass the clothes.
That's my
You
point.
gave him nothing to take to.
Well, what I'm saying is, my point is, it doesn't matter if I was fully dressed and I still got a lot of attention.
Okay, but what I'm saying, times are different now. Times are different now.
Okay.
You got different people acting different ways. Okay, and these guys now are entitled. These young guys, they feel that they're entitled.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going, if they see it, they're going to take it. They want to take it. Okay, they're going to come up, girl, and if you don't do or say like they want you to say,
It's selling you all kind of B's and A's and hoes and
you all of that, okay? And
Yeah.
it's degrading, okay? Look, my thing is this: women, just be conservative in your dress. And when I say conservative, I'm not saying put turtlenecks and don't hide your chest. Wear it, but don't accentuate it to a point where you're advertising. You don't have to advertise, all right? And the right man will come to you. The right man will come to you, not that dude. Because if somebody's coming up to this woman, this is just me. Yes, I love women. I love the way. Look, if you want to beat them video hoes and this and that, go right ahead. Okay, you ain't got to do it out here though. All right, but I'm not going to go to that woman because I know every other guy has probably came at that woman and has probably been with that woman. Period. That's just me, and it could not be true. Could not be true. But
me and the crew used to do it.
Yeah.
He got to solve everything.
But hey, that's what they say. It ain't no fun. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. All right. So
Well, let me just say this. You can dress that way in a classy manner, and you can still show off a bomb body. Okay, let's do our mental.
They both real quiet. Can't like
no. I'm gonna let y'all win on this one, okay? Because you guys are women. I'm telling you from a man's perspective because I've seen this happen. You can be as innocent as possible and dress that way. Let's say they don't do it too much. Well, yeah, they do. Slit all the way up to the top of your thigh. Okay.
Oh, I had some of those.
Of course you did. And I'm just saying, we should, as a man, should respect our women. Period. But these younger guys don't understand the meaning of respect.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's where the problem lies. It's not the fact that
a lot
women are out there, this, that, and the other. It's the mentality that the young guys have now. They look at these videos, they look at these movies, and they think that's the way that they can do, and that's how they treat women.
Pimps and hoes.
Exactly. That's what they hear in the music. That's what they see on television, and that's what they think life is all about.
Unfortunately,
so you have to take account of both sides.
I remember back in the day, even if a girl was kicking you, and you couldn't even get a slow dance with them. more or less doing what some of these cats is doing, some of these girls. I've been to some of these clubs, when they're doing these concerts, and they walk up and just grab a handful,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the woman,
and then turn around and tell them why. Tell them why. You got all that hanging out of there. You shouldn't have had it all hanging out. I wouldn't have grabbed it. I was like, really? Because a big brother was in there. You got his butt whooped.
I just think that a woman should be a little bit more conservative. If y'all don't think so, that's all good. But I just think it should be more conservative and understand.
Well, you know what
we're living in. Understand the world that we're living in.
You can be conservative. Just eat your Mentos. Pop one in and watch the freshness pop out.
All right, there, Jay. Where's Jay Real at? Oh, dang!
Watch the freshness. Watch the freshness pop out.
The real stuff.
Freshness
off the refrigerator. Freshness
pop out.
Boy,
We all special. We being regular right now.
real regular. Well, speaking of regular, where's Nyla?
I just want to see the freshness pop out.
Like, he wants to be satisfied.
Oh, okay.
Look,
Oh no, you did.
this is dinner. I haven't had time to eat.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Woo!
Oh,
You
my.
know what?
So,
I love me some chocolate.
Marcy,
Mm.
is it satisfying?
So, the rest of our
You didn't
Stop
answer.
it.
You
Stop
didn't
it.
answer the question.
I'm
Is it-
ignoring you.
Don't ignore me. Is
You're
it,
being regular right now.
is it satisfying?
Real regular.
Regular.
Me and Jeff.
Real
That's
regular.
right, Jeff.
Is it?
Look at Felisa.
Hey, shout out to
Face
Felicia.
at least.
Shout out to Felisa. She had some issues. Well, I'm not calling issues. She had some.
Misfortune.
Yeah, there you go. That happened to her last week. Hopefully, we're still in our prayers. So hopefully everything's going well. Would you everybody say what's up to the doctor?
Jay
Hey,
Bill.
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
What's up?
What's
I
up?
heard.
Talk to your big brother up there. That one above you. To your right.
I
Talk
know
to
I
him.
was listening. I really enjoyed the conversation tonight. I heard my Mentos moment kind of going a little bit, so I have to say,
Yeah.
when that breath be funky out here, as a life coach, I be talking to everybody. So, I just leaned over, I popped that Mentos, and, I get that fresh breath going,
There you go.
Ha ha.
man.
There it is. There it is. Boom, boom. But I did enjoy this conversation. I just wanted to come on and tell y'all that because there was a lot y'all hit on and really talked about. It was very well rounded. I really enjoyed this conversation.
So Jeff, put your $1.50 in, bro.
All right, look here. I do agree with y'all. We are living in times that the things are different, and I feel that as men and women, we all need to recognize the culture that's being spun around, the way that women dress and men think. And women also need to be just a little more subconscious of what that man might be thinking. You know what I mean? Still live for yourself, still do what you want to do, but always be mindful. My ex-wife used to tell me always be wiser than the serpent, and I've always lived that. Always be wiser than the serpent. So if you could be one step ahead of the game with a woman out here living in this country with the culture that we're surrounded by, you already one step ahead of the game. That's what I got.
Absolutely. That's that.
That's a
mental-
All right.
That's a core moment right there.
We need
That's
to get a clap on. We gotta get a clap up, man.
Mentos
All
going.
right, and I'm gonna tap out after that because I got to get to work and keep going.
Absolutely. We got
All
you,
All
bro.
right. Thanks for
Make your
popping
paper.
on, Jeff.
Life coach Jeff Relevant. Be in
All right,
Nashville
y'all. I'll see y'all.
on the 19th, y'all. Nashville on the 19th. Y'all follow, okay? Follow. All right, bro.
Yes, follow. I'll see y'all.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all still going to Nashville on the 19th? Anybody?
Going to Nashville.
I can't make it.
I'm not going.
I'm not going
I
either.
just happened to check my schedule. The 19th. I might be able to come down there on the 20th, but the program will be over. The 19th, that Friday, I got a huge meeting. I can't make it.
Okay. Well, Maurice will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there now.
I think Tree said she's going too, no?
Yeah, Tree did say she was
Mm-hmm.
going.
I'm gonna host them at the office, and so I basically give them a place to land and pull their thoughts together. Kind of bounce off each other. Put things in order. It's just giving them a place to do it. That's quiet.
Okay. That's awesome.
And
So look,
and maybe get something to eat before everything kick off. Treat them like kings and queens.
My thing is this. I was going to drive down there, but I'm thinking because what I got to do, then I can fly down. Somebody got to pick me up though.
I get you, dude. I'll pick you up.
That might be the ticket. Then I might fly down that afternoon. I might miss their thing, but still come down there and hang out for a couple of days.
Okay.
I think I can make that happen. It depends on what happens with the stuff that I'm doing. So
let me know.
What's the date?
19th.
19th through the 21st, I think.
19th through
or 18th through the 21st.
November.
Was it 18th through the 21st?
I think that's
Yeah.
what they said, 18 through the 21st.
Yes.
That was the notes I had.
Well, if that's the case, I can drive.
Wait a minute.
That's 6.5 hours from this way.
That's a hook. That's more than that. It's 8 hours. It
Is
may be
it?
it's 6.5 hours if somebody doing like 80, 85.
Oh.
That would be
But-
me.
But if you're doing the speed limit, it's 8
Never.
hours.
Never. Hey, man, shout out to Mohammed Rafiq. Appreciate you checking us out. Trisha Lynn,
That's it.
Alicia, Jennifer, Brenda Lampy,
That don't
Jennifer
sound
Wood, all of you guys, man. Appreciate you guys and more. I just can't get them all in.
Maurice, is that you?
Nakia, Lita, Vince,
Supposed to be clapping.
Anthony, Uggy. I'm just naming names now, man. Tom Hayes. Who else we got here?
I love
We have,
him.
Isha, appreciate you. Leonard
So
Pinckney,
regular.
Mandy
regular.
Foster, Justin 73, Sarmad Malik. Got a whole bunch of names in here. I ain't gonna name everybody.
Well,
but
Maurice got a
everybody-
broken ice machine.
You sound like he's blending something, making a drink or something.
So Marcy,
Yes, you don't hear that?
That's Greg.
Marcella, what you got for us Wednesday?
Oh, okay. So Wednesday, Gina and I and Jeff, we have a health coach coming on, Dr. Jennifer Whitman. And she's got a book out called Put That Fried Chicken Down. And it's talking about healthy.
Down. Put it
Yeah.
down.
And it's talking about healthy eating and how to read labels and just eat healthier, because within the African American community, there's a lot of diabetes and high blood pressure and high cholesterol and cancer. And it's because of the way we were brought up in eating.
Uh-huh.
And the way we were brought up to eat, and with the fried foods and the salt and the sugar, and not reading your labels and things like that, and it talks about getting enough rest, exercising. So we're going to also have a fitness instructor that's coming on, a friend of Jeff's as well. So for those of you who are really interested in living healthy, eating healthy, come on, tell your friends, and meet here with us at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. I think it's going to be a very good, very informative show. It's something we need. We're going into the holiday season, and we know how our culture is. During the holiday season, we eat, and we eat through the New Year's. Pardon me?
What the hell is that?
That would be regular Maurice.
We
we
just
eat
asked
and
him
eat,
what
and
that
then
was.
Come January, we're like, okay, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to go on a diet. But we really need to do better for our health.
I always thought that being predisposed to all that stuff going back in the days when we were on the slavery thing, I think it's genetic as well.
But think back of those days. We didn't have a lot of meat. We were getting leftovers. So it
Right.
if you check that history, actually you'll see that back in the day, we were truly, a lot of us were eating, well, not us, because we weren't back there in those days. It was plant-based diets, because that's pretty much a lot of what we were getting, other than the chitterlings and things
What
like
was
that
left?
was the
hog head cheese
But-
and all that other stuff.
The
Well, Mark-
dieting, that doesn't work. The dieting is not what should be done. It should be a lifestyle change, because
yes.
when you diet, that means you're depriving your body of certain things.
Your body starts saving then.
Your body
Right.
starts saving, and you start craving.
Mhm.
You start craving it. And then once you start craving it, you just gotta have it. And so that doesn't help your body. But when what I did, I just slowly started cutting things out of my diet one by one.
And that's what we're talking about Wednesday. We're
Mhm.
talking about that,
okay.
cutting out a lot of the sugar, cutting out a lot of the sodium. And when you look at a lot of these young parents nowadays, what are they feeding a lot? What are these kids eating a lot of?
McDonald's.
Hot chips, fast food. When you check McDonald's, you check KFC, you check Popeyes, just one, I think it was Popeyes. They were talking about one chicken drumstick had more than double the amount of sodium that you're supposed to get per day. one drumstick.
That's
But
When
we'll go back.
you-
We'll go back to what Greg brought up. These youngsters looking like they're 18. It's because of what they're eating. It's because of what they're
Mhm.
putting in their body. A lot of these additives and steroids.
Then by the
Mhm.
time they're 30, can't even walk across the floor.
You have some of these female, these baby girls coming up, and they actually have breast.
That's what's
They
up.
look like that a baby, newborn. Oh, he's
Okay.
saying something.
I didn't hear
R.
you.
Kelly
Go
too.
ahead.
Okay. But and like you said, it's what's in our food. We have to start paying attention. If you got to get your own garden, planting your own fruits and veggies, and you can do that in a container garden. It doesn't have to be a big garden like my grandma, 102 years grandma, her whole backyard was corn, tomatoes, greens, things like that. She's made her entire backyard into a garden, but you can have container gardens, fresh fruits, veggies, learn how to can.
Container gardens.
Yes, that's where you can actually, you don't have to have it all in the ground. You can build up a raised bed garden or big flower pots. Instead of having the flowers in there, have fruits and veggies. You can have fruit. Like say if you live in an apartment, on your balcony, on your patio, you can do small container gardens. And we need to go back to fresh food where we know all these pesticides aren't being sprayed on there. We're not having that. But plant-based diets and limit our meat. Know where our food is coming from.
I'm gonna tell you, meat is hard to limit in my house. I'm telling you.
Yeah, mine too.
So look, let me show you guys something here. Take a look at this picture. Take a good look.
What Mary say?
Okay.
How old do you think this lady is?
30.
Marcy?
I want to say about 45.
Wow.
Maybe a little old, maybe pause. I don't know. But
I would say mid-20s.
All right. She is, let's see here.
Don't tell me
20,
18.
a 30, and a 40.
Hold on.
That's a huge difference.
That is.
Right. She did a photo shoot. I think this was in Puerto Rico. All right. She is a fitness model. All right. She's a fitness model. This woman is in her 50s.
Her 50s?
Yes.
You're good for 50 then.
She's in her 50s.
And no kids.
Shout out to Tina out there in Puerto Rico handling her business. Shout out to the photographer. Felicia says 60s. You're right. Shout out to the photographer Danny Black. That's my guy. All right. Went out to Puerto Rico, did a photo shoot out there, man. This is living your best life and making sure that people understand that black don't crack for real. Right? Also, this is Jeff's
flyer.
The Cure business tour Friday, November.
Oh, that's a nice flyer. That's
Friday
real nice.
At the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. From
Okay.
5:30 to 8:30.
Look at that, Jeff.
That's what Google Center's at. That's where the Google deal is at. They actually got a good place. Really nice place.
Yeah.
Look at Jeff.
Jerry Will.
Jeff put
nice,
that up.
nice picture, Jeff.
Other picture.
Very nice. That's a nice plugger right there.
Yeah,
really very well done.
Oh, that's the Santana guy. Okay.
Now
he was on our show.
I was what did I do?
Who knows?
Which guy was on our show?
The one next to Jennifer in the white pants. Isn't that the logo guy, Matthew Santana Jr., I think was his name.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah.
So I only thought it was just going to be Jeff and the young lady. So it's going to be all of them, 5 of them.
Yeah, he said it was
and it only
4 or 5.
It's a whole group.
It only says the 18th there. So it only says the 18th.
Jay Real, hit us up and let us know.
No, that says the 19th.
That's what I'm saying. It only says the 19th.
Yeah, I think the dates that you're referring to, Marcy, was the different places that they were going to be. They were going to be on the 18th somewhere.
Oh, okay.
19th in Tennessee, Nashville, and then they end up back in Gary and then Chicago.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You got it, Marcy. You got it.
I got it.
You got him. You got him.
Got it. All right.
They look like
Got
the Black Sopranos.
And Jennifer's the mafia mama.
Yeah.
Maurice and Greg.
I ain't did nothing. This dude here.
Is that a new toy, Maurice?
No, this is something on my other computer that I've always had.
He just want to be regular right now.
Regular.
Hey, baby.
Don't let me pull up my other little deal.
I love you. Okay.
What? Wait a minute. Who are you talking?
Over the loving up.
I got juice going on.
What's going on? Who you loving up on? I was trying to figure out. Over there loving up on somebody. I love you. I love you too, girl.
Why everybody sound like Fat Albert?
Ooh.
That's Chester the Molester. That's the Chester Molester sound right there.
So Jeff said, search the Cure Business Tour. That'll probably give you
on Eventbrite. Who's that typing like that?
That is Maurice again being regular. I'm gonna eat dinner.
Oh God.
Maurice. Somebody pumped him up with something.
Wait.
Somebody pumped him full of something.
Well, y'all was talking all that mess on that one deal. I looked at that the messaging, and I was looking at the messages y'all talking about, and you said something about me don't even say nothing, apologize. Was that you, Marcy?
See?
On the messages. Yes. Maurice, don't need you even start. I start. Oh, you think I wasn't gonna say nothing crazy.
Yeah, you do. You normally do. You and Greg together. And then Jeff, y'all got baby Jeff coming in.
You say baby not baby Jeff.
We called him Baby Jeff.
Yeah,
he's the baby of the group.
Not normal Jeff. He's the
baby of the group. They are corrupting him.
We're not corrupting him.
You don't know what Jeff been doing, what he done been through in his lifetime. You talking about we didn't corrupted somebody.
Big Papa.
We ain't gonna run nobody. People gonna do what they gonna do all the time.
Maurice, I did not know Ben Tankard was out of Tennessee.
Yeah, you didn't know he was from here.
Yeah,
he was nice. Big Ben Tankard.
Tank.
Jazz, gospel jazz.
Yes, he gave us a free CD.
Man. Yeah, he done won Grammys and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Had a TV show.
Had a TV show too.
Yeah, it's still going. The TV show is still going.
Is it?
I haven't seen a new episode. I haven't seen it
in a long time.
Well, maybe those are syndicated or
yeah. You should see his place out here. I mean, in Murfreesboro, it is really, really nice. Yeah. Oh my God, he's got a beautiful home.
He has about 20 airplanes. He flew in on his private jet.
Yeah, he ain't no joke. Now that's somebody I wish we could have. Mr. Tankard.
Oh, he is so down to earth. That's the thing about him. He's so down to earth. Like,
yeah, I spoke with him very briefly at an event he had down here. They had when they used to do the award show down here, the Dove Awards down here in Nashville.
The Dove
don't do them here, no. Dove. That's Christian. Christian music.
Dove Awards. Man, I know what Dove Awards is. I'm not that much of a heathen.
Well, how come I wasn't
trying to do like that, bro. I really wasn't. I was just no.
I knew he was gonna take offense. That's why I just started laughing before he even said it.
I didn't know heathen.
Aw.
No, but he is a real down to earth person. You're right about that, Jenny.
Really seems like he is. Yeah.
I mean, but he understands because he had some rough times.
That's what he said.
He done that.
He came from poverty.
Yeah, that brother been through poverty. He been through something.
Who of us haven't come through poverty?
Yeah, that's true.
Some worse than others, though. Some worse than others.
Leave me alone, Greg. Leave me alone.
I don't feel like I came through poverty. Well, at some points in my life with my first husband, yeah, we were in poverty.
See, I met him with him and Mary, and there was somebody else. I can't remember. There was three. They were all there. They had,
Her name is Mary and
No, Mary, the group.
That's a gospel group.
Gospel group.
Oh, now if you don't know that, you
look, that's a gospel group.
You are heathen.
I know that. I'm just joking, but you
I'm
guys
just
just
thinking.
don't make me not know nothing. That's cool.
No. They were like I said, they was down here doing some with Double Wars and Kirk Franklin. There's a whole bunch of folks down here. Not just all gospel neither. They had Hootie Man, the old dude, Hootie Man, Darius Rucker. I think he was hosting it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Hey
good
man, you know
concert.
what?
Yeah.
I was out. I think I shared that with some of you guys, but I was out and having a great time. And man, I just happened, y'all know how I do. I just happened to see this group.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look, generally I don't go there, but these guys they just caught my eye and caught
Mm.
my ear. Let me
Oh,
share
you talking about that? Yeah, go ahead.
The
let
Hit
me
group
that
share
of
up.
a
the
little bit with
three
y'all.
guys or whatever.
That's
Yeah, they was killing it, man.
it
Hold up.
was. There's a lot of that here in Nashville downtown, Second Street.
Let me hold on. Because they did a couple of songs, but that's not the one I want.
Were you in Chicago?
I ain't gonna tell you where I was at.
Oh, okay.
You probably know her. No,
Okay.
I can't find the song. Boy, I'm not prepared for nothing. So we'll do this one.
Go through your messages and find it on the messages.
Good. These three gentlemen here,
They killed it.
and this little dude here.
Yep, that's the same stuff they do down here. It might be a group that's down here in Nashville.
Hey man, it was so good that statue was moving.
Isn't
I'm
that the Colonel, Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel?
I've already got. I talked to the guys and I asked them if they have a manager, and they said no. So they performed a couple of places, but nothing big.
Yeah.
So I talked to him for a brief moment and I left. Then I went back and dropped some money in the thing
Hmm.
and I left. Then I went back and they, I told them play the song. Then I invited other people to come around and people came around. I said, they're good, aren't they? They're good, aren't they? Okay. I'm
Hmm.
trying to feel them, right? So I left and I went back. All right. And I just talked to the guys because I'm going to have them come on here. They just want to get out there. Now, in order to do what I know that I can do for them, I had to ask my son, is it okay if I, you know, push these guys and get them to a different level? Lanita said she saw the post and shared it. So the name of the group is what is the name?
Three. What was it? Three
No, it
something.
wasn't three nothing, dude. This dude talking about three dudes in a dome. Three dudes in the dome. It was something smile. Something smiles. Sarah smile. No, serendipity. I'm gonna get it. I know it. I got a video. There it is.
I guess my question would be, what type of studio you would have to get the acoustic effect that they got there on that street corner.
Maurice, I got this.
Woo. That would be explosive because it's hard to catch that the reason why they doing what they doing so loud and so hard is because they trying to push that acoustic up. They ain't got no mics, they ain't got no nothing.
Their name
So
is Synthetic Smiles. This song here is called White Noise. Wait till this guy when he sings comes in. He's a little guy, a little skinny guy, but his voice. That's why I don't care. Lay down in my bed. All right, so that song was called White Noise. All right. Right, Trisha, Synthetic Smiles. Thank you so much. That song is called White Noise. Now, they got another song. I know. Remember, I said that the name of that was White Noise. They got another song called Watermelon. Okay, now I'm looking. Okay, White Noise, Watermelon. 3 white dudes.
Hmm.
What's the third song? Chicken McNuggets. You know, what's the fourth song? Tap dancing in the rain. I don't know. Okay, I'm going. I want to talk to them again, which I'll probably talk to them when I get off of here, because I don't want to support something that's wrong. But the guys are very talented. Lenita Charleston, she sent this. She got a trick or treat. Well, it's not hers, I don't think. I'm not sure. Lenita, you might want to tell me about this, but I did get your flyer so we can post it. It's trunk or treat. Marcy, you don't do Halloween stuff, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But it's Sunday, October the 31st, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let's see, it says all vendors will be asked to decorate the trunk of their cars. So it's a trunk or treat kind of thing. So you're dressing up your trunk of your car, I guess. I've never done it. We Are the Village, and what is that? Patience Talent Agency presents the trunk or treat event. It's Sunday, October the 31st. That's in Gary, I do believe, 44,000 West Fifth Avenue in Gary, wherever that's at. So you can Lenita Charleston. This is her, so you all check it out if you can, if you want to. Here she goes, right here. I think We Are the Village is a daycare center with specific needs for children with disabilities. Okay, it's a good cause. All right, everybody go out there and support that. It's a good cause. October the 31st in GI. So today we were talking about R. Kelly, R&B Superstar R. Kelly. He was convicted today of sex trafficking and racketeering, possibly sentenced to from 10 years to life in prison. Does anybody want to say a final word on that? Matter of fact, everybody say something final on that. Maurice, what you got?
Hold on.
Oh Lord, here we go. Final. What we saying? Final word on what? R. Kelly stuff.
Yes.
Mm.
Go ahead, Marcy.
I don't have nothing to say. I really don't have much to say on that. I just
I'm not gonna do this.
I
tried that before, and the support is zero in Northwest. So, I mean, I could do it and get people from other states to come through. I could easily get that, but the people here.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm trying to figure out what is he talking about. Then it just hit me. Okay, I know now. I'm like, wait, what?
You put it up there.
But no, I thought he was still talking about giving a final word on something.
It's that white noise.
Like,
go ahead.
He switched subject.
White noise.
My whole deal with this thing with R. Kelly, I mean, I honestly, but I don't think he's going to end up. I don't think he's going to be in there no 80 years. I don't actually think he's going to be in no 80 years. There's going to be some deal worked out to where some proceeds to some movie or something about it, or a biopic or something that's going to end up getting made, and all that's going to go for restitution, and that's going to be enough for the families. I mean, I don't think he's going to be in there.
Money thing.
I think. Well, I don't think it's a money thing as much as I think is that in order for him to get out, it's going to cost him some money.
Okay. Marcella.
I'm thinking. I have not kept up with it.
But from what you know, we just talked about.
I feel if you do the crime, you should do the time.
Okay, what is it?
But I also feel that if parents allowed this, I don't think they were. I don't know, but I just don't understand. I don't care about money, or you might break it big. This is my daughter, my son, whoever, they're underage. I would be there, right there with them. There would not, and from what is talked about, it said that he isolated them from their family.
Yeah.
That right there is a number one red flag for a cult, and something that is not right. If you're going to isolate my child, that's not going to happen.
again, these are alleged. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
right.
alleged. Even though he was convicted, this is still alleged. All right, because
Hmm.
the jury said that happened. These are alleged. So I'm just putting it out there.
If he did it, I think he should serve the time. But
Okay,
I
well,
also think that there should be, when you're in prison,
Some responsibility is, oh,
and
well, need to
some
go
type
to
of
pen.
rehab for these people as well.
Well,
Gina,
you know, okay, go ahead.
go ahead, Mark, real quick.
No. I'm just saying it should be some kind of rehab. But what is rehab for something like that? You know what I'm saying? What is rehab?
I don't know.
You know, I mean,
I
because
I can
just
make
like
a
you,
joke about it, but I won't.
Oh Lord,
I said I won't. I'm not going to make a joke about it.
chugga, chugga,
thank
chugga, chugga.
you.
Gina,
Clink.
Mhm.
Throw the key away, huh?
Hey,
Hey,
if it was my daughter, my granddaughter,
machete.
my family member, I know how I would feel.
Street justice.
Yeah, it would definitely be street justice. But you know what?
Public denutting.
I think he bit the bullet a few
oh,
times before this.
he did
So
something.
he should have counted his blessings and stayed away from this kind of stuff. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? He
You would
had an
think.
opportunity to stay away from these type of situations, but he chose to go back and keep making the same secular music and bringing young girls into it. So, hey,
Public
a lot of us don't get a second chance.
You don't.
public castration.
So here's my thing. Yes, let the punishment befit the crime. But what is the punishment for the crime? Okay, is it life in prison? What is the punishment for the crime? Also,
Victims got life.
yeah, I mean, but
That's
you
what I
know,
said.
but here's the thing, and I understand all of that, and I agree. Everything that you guys have said today, I agree. I'm not disagreeing. Okay, but looking at the other side, um, it's his word against their word. All right, and at the end of the day, this is a human.
Hmm. It's
These humans that are judging this man. At the end of the day, yes, he's going to jail. All right. Well, he's in jail already, but he'll be there for a while, regardless of
public
what happens.
castration.
Sorry.
But at the end of the day, he has to answer to God. And
Hmm.
when everything is said and done, God has the final say. Period. So whatever we're going through, whatever he's going through right now, it's nothing compared to what
What is Maurice doing?
is going to happen in his judgment day. Nothing.
Yeah.
All right? The real judgment day. So, hey, God bless the victims. God bless even that individual, Mr.
Victims.
Kelly. Um, I'm not here to judge. We on the show are not here to judge. Lisa says it's all so unfortunate. We're not here to
Hmm.
judge. But what we are here to do is to
Hmm.
inform, and that's what we did today. We informed, we discussed, and who's right, who's wrong, um, as far as our discussion goes. Okay, but at the end of the day, a man will have his life changed forever, and the people have spoken.
Yeah.
Uh, R. Kelly, will you stop listening to his music? Some people will, some people won't.
I
Man
mean,
made some great music. I believe I can fly.
early,
He also
early,
said when we fed up.
early R. Kelly.
He also said, dedicating this one to my favorite girl. He also said slow. He also said ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Okay. He also gave us a backyard party. He also
Steppers
said
party.
he also gave us some the Chocolate Factory. He gave us a gospel album. Okay. Once that first time it happened. All right. We don't know who this man is. We don't know where he's going. We don't know what he's going to do. All we know is that people have spoken. The man's facing life in prison, and some wrong things were done. My final word is that if you're a parent, take care of your kids. Make sure that your
Yeah.
kids don't get surrounded by this type.
Yeah.
Watch your kids. I don't care when they're protesting. You protest harder. All right. because they're your children. You don't want your children to get swept up into anything, sex trafficking, pandering, old lecherous guy coming at them or whatever. Okay, we were always taught, don't take candy from a child, from a grown person. Don't take candy from there. If you see somebody, walking, if you got to run. It's just crazy out there. So let's just remember that we gotta love each other. We got to teach our kids. We got to show everybody what's right, so that those people that are doing the wrong won't have an opportunity to come at them.
Right. Exactly.
That's my say. I don't know what we're gonna talk about tomorrow, but hey, whatever it is, I guarantee it won't be R. Kelly. So
Yay.
I'll be getting on from hotel rooms because I'll be in Kentucky tomorrow.
I might be in a hotel room too.
Ha 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 ha! Very funny, man. Very funny.
I'm in agreement with you, Gina.
What'd she say? I was looking down.
A whole lot.
What'd you say, Gina?
She said a whole lot.
Why do you always hate me? Why do you always hate on me when I try to be? I'm just being real. I'm being Greg. I'm being real. Y'all don't like my realness?
Yeah.
Or is it too much?
Just don't be in the hotel room with the girl with the butt hanging out.
Oh yeah.
The nipples all hard.
Joe, I like them hard.
Don't be in the cleavage down to her knees.
Okay.
Cleavage down to if she got cleavage down to her knees, then she ain't got nothing to worry about with no underage.
They're gonna be dragging around.
As a matter of fact, I'm taking her to court. All right.
They look like a short set on top.
Your Honor, I thought it was a part of the road.
Look like a short set.
I made a wrong turn. It ain't October. It ain't October yet. She came out before October. Now she can come out in October.
Unroll them bad boys in there.
She can come out in October, but I won't tell you guys about it. I'll down to the ground. October is what? The end of the week. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's cuffing time.
I'm gonna be
also round your catalog time.
I'm gonna be in Kentucky on the weekends, so all October.
Get you some of that Kentucky Fried Chicken food.
No, actually, I got that artist Cheesy down there. He's got a restaurant there. That's what I'm gonna eat at.
Kentucky Fried, man. Hey, look, take care of your people, man. This is how you achieve dope living. All right, this is Dope Living TV Live. That's Maurice. There's Marcella. There's Gina. What's my name?
What's my name?
Greg Gray, and that's Greg Gray.
Greg Gray, say it 4 times real fast.
Greg Gray, Dope Living Mind.
Say it real fast, though. Greg. Say it real fast, Marcella. Come on. Say it fast, Marcella. But say it.
I don't want to say your name at all.
Say it blackish. Say it blackish. Say it blackish.
Gregory.
Gregory.
There you go.
We gone.
Gregory.
Peace out.